I'm perusing the paper this weekend, and I saw an article that linguist activist Chomsky to teach 7-week spring politics course at UA. So the University of Arizona is bringing this guy in. His name's Noam Chomsky. And he's with MIT. And he's going to teach politics to our university students. Politics.
Okay, so being political, I know the name, and I've read a couple articles that he's done, or I've seen a couple of videos he's put out, and you can't get any more uber left than this guy. Where's the counterbalance to this guy? Where's the Condoleezza Rice coming out to this? Noam Chomsky.
Noam Chomsky. He's an MIT professor. He's going to teach a 7-week spring politics course here at U of A.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah, of course. And I hope Jonathan Hoffman is listening, because the name Noam Chomsky sort of rang a bell, because a friend of mine a few weeks ago had sent me this little ditty that he did with it on a website called EcoWatch. Noam Chomsky said the Republican Party has become the most dangerous organization in world history.
Wait, hold on. Wait, come on now.
That's what he said.
Let's break this down for 30 real quick. Start and stop the argument.
Sure.
The Nazis. We're done. Over and move on. I mean, come on. The world's worst organization ever.
So it's funny you mentioned the
Nazis. ISIS. Let's go to the
Sean
mafia.
McCluskey.
I mean, come on.
Oh, Chomsky, he also called the U.S. the world's leading terrorist state, and proud of it.
These guys are right on top.
Noam Chomsky, ladies and gentlemen. And here's, I'll give you one other quote I found out in a YouTube video. The interviewer said, "How dangerous do you think Trump is to America?" Chomsky: "Well, the greatest danger that he, and indeed every Republican candidate, poses is barely mentioned. There are two huge dangers the human species faces. We are now in a situation where we have to decide whether the species survives in any decent form." At least he's consistent with that. One is the rising danger of nuclear war, which is quite serious. The other is environmental catastrophe. Now, on these issues, Donald Trump and the other Republican candidates are basically uniform.
Oh, geez.
So this is. Should we take call or go to break, Ed? Yeah. Let's go to the phone lines. D.A. Morales. Good morning, D.A.
Hey, good morning to you, too.
David, what's up?
No, I just wanted to call in. I had to defend my man, Noam Chomsky.
Okay.
Oh, yeah?
So
well, first of all, I was waiting for your last comment, actually. He's not really talking about hate here. He's talking about, first of all, you have to believe in climate change. And if you do agree with what scientists believe in, then, the rising water, the rising temperatures of the earth will wipe out, most of the world's population is on the coastline. And that's what he's talking about. He's not talking about...
Okay, so we got rid of the blue states. Getting rid of California.
That's okay.
I'm in.
Yeah, got it.
But that's a destructive force. Would you not agree? To humanity if you wipe out most of the population on the coastline.
Cool. If you're call me when we get close, okay?
Well, I mean, we're already getting there. I mean, look at the tsunamis, the hurricanes that we're having. They're stronger than ever. The water rising is a fact. The melting. We now have a Northwest Passage going to the Arctic. That's new. That's never happened before. This is a fact. And rising, melting ice caps leads to rising water. And just look along the coast, and that's, most of it has water being pumped out just to survive, like New Orleans. And this is not that's what he's talking about. He's not talking about Donald Trump being in charge is just going to automatically release hate. He's talking about real.
He mentions Trump in that article several times.
I believe what you're saying. I believe you believe what you're saying, but how do you know this is what he's saying? How do you know that's what he's talking about?
Because I've been reading Chomsky for a long time.
Okay, just want to know if you.
Well, if you listen to the last thing that Matt said, he said he actually mentioned climate change, and so when you don't mention that, the first part of what you guys were saying, you don't know what he's talking about. And so, once you read the whole thing in context, and also, I mean, Noam Chomsky basically created the field of linguistics as we know it today. So he's a really brilliant guy, but just, read the whole thing before, when he talks about stuff. It's really important. Really brilliant guy.
Well, he made a statement, a declarative statement. The party is dedicated to racing as rapidly as possible to the destruction of organized human life. I don't remember seeing that at any platform. I don't remember them discussing it in Cleveland this summer. We've got to wipe ourselves out. Okay. I don't recall seeing any of that, DA.
When you add in the part about, it's not, see, that's the thing is Republicans don't even know they're doing that. Because when you make climate change worse and you raise the sea levels, that leads to the destruction of human life.
Okay, but what you're saying there is people are too dumb to move? I mean, so I don't think I'd necessarily live in New Orleans if the tide was rising and every time a hurricane came through, my life was upended and flooded. I'd move. I mean, I'm smarter than that.
You can't move we're talking about, over half of the U.S. population lives on the coast. I mean, you're going to move it to what? Iowa, Nebraska? I mean, yeah, you can, but that's a destruction. I mean, our economic centers are, New York City, Washington, San Francisco. So you have a massive, and then there's all these islands that are going to be, underwater and across the world within 50, 100 years, So.
Well, we've got time to adjust.
Well, DA, you're a sharp guy, and I just, you hear about things people have said over the last few years, people that climate change deniers, right, should be prosecuted, right? There's been, I don't remember the exact quote, but there's been quotes to that effect that, people have come out and said that people that, deny climate change should be kind of dealt with legal consequences. I mean, so that's what we're fighting here, There is no just rational discussion of the issue. You got folks that well, if you don't believe this, if you're not on board, then you should be silent somehow.
About as hard as the other, as hard as the other side is, call the climate change people kooks. But I mean, over here they're calling you like everything name there is, and they have been for a long time. And it's the old civility. When are we going to talk about this stuff? Well, no, this guy comes out and starts making, but these are dumb, really dumb. Whatever he's saying. I mean, that's one man's opinion, and it shouldn't go any farther than that. And second of all, the guy is just is starting something. And
the entire.
It's not just one man's opinion.
Well, these words are pretty darn strong, and they're his words.
Okay, but
they are strong because if you believe in the effects of climate change, it is a very huge destructive.
Okay, DA, real quick, we got to go to break, but I got one fun fact for you. By 2100, year 2100.
80 years from now?
Yeah, 80 years from now, we are looking at a 2.5 to 6.5 foot increase of water. So if you're not smart enough by the next 80 years to get a little further inland, you're not doing anything right. So that's from National Geographic, by the way. I Googled it.
Thank you.
DA, thanks for the call, DA. It was an interesting discussion.
Have a good day, man.
6:37.